Weird Al Yankovic. You know what? I'm wondering why people listen to podcasts like my good friend Chris Hardwick. He's got a whole Nerdist podcast network. What about those independent podcasters like Mike Matthews? How come you're not listening to him? Oh, I guess you are right now. Because I'm Weird Al Yankovic and I'm a vegetarian. Oh, wait a minute. I'm actually a vegan. Because I don't eat animals anymore.
This show is clean, pretty much.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 851. Hello, this is Mike Matthews, broadcasting from Cafe Anyway here at the last place on Earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Today, it's the finale of my Mike on Mobile Matthews interview with the lovely singer-songwriter KATIE Garibaldi. Plus, we hear from Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, John Deere the engineer, and how do I get a free fish?
Mike's Daily Podcast.
You fish for it? No, there's a city giving out free fish. We'll tell you why and stuff.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
So this morning I awoke early because I am often awoken by my dog who wants a pan of bacon. But instead I gave him dog food, of which he's a fan. But then I started thinking of Lou Gramm. You know the guy who sang for the rock band Foreigner?
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I looked him up on Google and he has changed more than ever.
Mike's
He looks like Donald Trump.
Daily
But if I ever met him,
Podcast.
I would tell him to his face that one of my favorite albums of all time was his second solo album, Long Hard Look, which had that song, even if heaven and earth collide tonight, we'd be all alone in a different light. I don't care what the world can see, it's just between you and me, you and me. He wrote or co-wrote that song and all the songs on the album except for a cover he did of Toy Soldier at the end. I have the cassette. I'm old. Look who just walked in.
Oh my God, Mike Matthews, that was like so beautiful. I'm like crying a little bit right now.
You're very welcome.
And I'm also crying a little bit because I just saw the movie The Longest Ride.
Yeah, Alan Alda's in that. It's sort of like The Notebook, only it's The Longest Ride. Each of these sad movies have a "the" in the title. That's why I know to stay away.
Mike Matthews, it's like so beautiful and touching.
You know, Alan Alda's beautiful and touching. He's been married to his wife for almost 60 years. He's 79, his wife's 82. So see, September, whatever, December romance works great.
Don't you mean May, September?
I don't know, it's 2 months. It worked. 60 years later, they're still together. That's great. I guess it was just a difference of 3 years, but what the hell? That's amazing. Let's hear it for them.
Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore was a May-December romance.
It was. Didn't turn out so well. Now he's with the Mila Kunis.
I know, I mean, that's like so wonderful.
Why is that wonderful?
Because she's like younger than Demi Moore, and Demi Moore was scary.
Why is she scary?
She was in like striptease with Burt Reynolds, and he's gross.
Wow. This would be a great podcast about entertainment, but it's not. Look who else just walked in. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman! And this is John Deere, the engineer. Floyd is still afraid of ammonia, water, and dog slobber. Ah, Floyd, now you know you need to clean the floor. That's part of your job here. I don't have to do anything. I'm retired. Is he? Yes, Mike, he's decided to take the road of least resistance and to just go to the couch and lay there forever and avoid all buckets of water, ammonia, mops, and dog slobber. I'm gonna go find a couch right now! It's hard to see him leave, but my ears like hearing him leave because he's loud and annoying. So here in Podcastro Valley, we live close to an area where there is a lot of mosquitoes. In fact, the Alameda Mosquito Abatement District began treating marshlands nearby at Coyote Hills Regional Park last week by closing the park for several hours and scattering granular bacterial controls from a helicopter flying low over swampy areas. We have some swampy areas since we're close to the bay and the water comes in and it never leaves and mosquitoes grow. And then that means West Nile virus. Very scary. So according to the Castro Valley Forum and castrovalleyforum.com, the treatment is extremely mosquito specific and does not affect other aquatic life. According to the district environmental specialist, quote, our mosquito control program focuses on treating mosquito larvae in the water where they are developing. With this helicopter treatment, we were able to treat a large amount of water quickly, greatly reducing the number of adult mosquitoes coming from the marshes. Now, there is this thing called, well, West Nile virus. When they bite a bird, the birds die. And they tell us here that we're supposed to report any dead wild birds that we see, especially crows, ravens, jays, magpies, and birds of prey. One bird was detected positive for West Nile virus in February. Yee, scary. The first indication of active virus transmission this year, and the first West Nile virus positive bird in the state. Last year, Alameda County detected its first virus positive bird at the end of May. The public can submit dead bird reports online to the California Department of Public Health website, and you can get a free fish. Yes, residents can pick up free mosquito fish for their ornamental ponds. So you want them swimming along with your koi fish, you can get them for free. In Hayward, I guess 7:30 to 4:30 weekdays. And there's more info there at castrovalleyforum.com. So, wow, free. I'm going to go get my free fish today to eat those damn mosquitoes. Mike, you can't eat the mosquito fish. They're not very tasty. They don't have much meat. Well, I'm not going to eat the mosquito. I just want to have them swimming around so I can watch them and they can eat the mosquitoes. Why didn't I have that when I lived in the South? There were mosquitoes everywhere in Alabama. I should have had mosquito fish eating all of them. But then the winter came and my pond would freeze over and the fish would die. This is what I can see would have happened. That would have been folly. Yes, Mike, that would have been folly indeed. Well, what do you think about mosquito fish and mosquitoes and larvae and Lou Gramm and Foreigner and dogs that have to wake you up really early in the morning so you can feed them? I love you, Basil. Oh, I know you love me too. I didn't need that shirt. Thank you. What's up with all my shirts getting ripped off? Last show, Valentina, the parking attendant, ripped my shirt off as he was trying to pull me to a restaurant to give me a steak dinner and make me listen to the Charlie Daniels Band, which I would have gladly have done. But you got to watch your steak dinner intake. It's not really the best source of nutrition, even though, yeah, you need the protein. But isn't the phrase steak dinner so like Mad Men? Nowadays, we'd say a protein dinner.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. When you were saying steak dinner, I had no idea what you were saying. But protein dinner, I understand.
I'll have to remember that, Chely. So what do you think about all that? Email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section emails from email. Also email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you would like to sponsor the show. mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. We also have the website, mikesdailypodcast.com, with links to where to listen to the show in iTunes. If you do that and subscribe to us there, make sure to comment on the show and rate the show there. That way, more people find out about us. We don't languish in obscurity like Weird Al Yankovic was talking about earlier in the show. And you can also hear us on YouTube, SoundCloud, TuneIn, Stitcher, Podomatic, Mixcloud, Spreaker, Player FM, Ameristream Live, but I guess not on the iHeartRadio media app. I just got a letter from them saying, no, we're not going to carry your show because you have music on it. Yeah, that's what it said. Frickin' stupid Clear Channel. I'm also on the air in Connecticut weekday mornings from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Got links to where to listen to me on Wolverine Radio during the morning show. And also, I am on the weekends playing country music on the air at Country Crossroads Radio from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific time. I have a link to that as well. And you can tell your friends about the show. Like the Facebook page. When I post a new show, share it with your friends and more people find out about us that way. And I'm on Twitter. Retweet me when I tweet and more people will find out about the show that way. You can also find us on Instagram, Yelp, and Tumblr. Links to all of those, as well as the Amazon link. If you're going to buy anything through Amazon, go through that link at mikesdailypodcast.com and we get a little bit of support through that. We also have the blog, The Daily Podcast Picture, and all my past interviews at mikesdailypodcast.com. And speaking of interviews, the finale now of my interview with the lovely singer-songwriter from San Francisco, KATIE Garibaldi.
Mike on Mobile.
It's Mike on Mobile here at the something brain trust wash. They didn't give me my drink for free, so I won't plug them. But I guess I kind of already have. But nobody's here now. Now it's all quiet.
Oh, is it? I think because we just moved into the laundry department.
Yeah, we're in the laundry section, and there's
Keeping it classy.
I think that lady over there is doing a podcast with her dog.
I think you're right. She's totally copying you. She's doing the animal version.
I want to do that podcast. It's a dog cast. KATIE and I were commiserating over dogs and the loss of pets and cats and that kind of thing.
Yes, they are part of the family for sure.
Yeah, they worm your way into your heart, but make sure they don't get heartworm is the important thing.
Did you hear my...
That was the world's quietest rim shot. The KATIE Garibaldi rim shot. Yeah. Okay, so
no follow-up to that.
No follow-up. That's all right. I just like to shove this mic on mobile phone in your face and see what you do. But I won't do that anymore. Okay. Oh, wow. We have some interest. ZZ Top just walked in. Awesome. This is what I want. So you said you produced this album.
Yeah.
So what? How did you do that? And what's the process of writing a song? You write on the guitar.
Yeah, I typically will come up with chords first. Just like a few, like even if it's 2 or 3, I'll find something that like catches my attention, just noodling around, and then I'll start humming a melody, and then come up with the words according to what mood I'm in or what like the melody calls for. And that's typically how it happens, but you know, once in a while I'll write lyrics first and put the music to it. Like there's no rules. And I just felt really strongly about what I wanted on these songs for Follow Your Heart. And a lot of them were really personal, and I knew exactly like what I wanted, what instruments, the arrangements, and so I just decided to produce it myself.
It was all in your head.
It's all in my head.
Wait, so then who's playing all the instruments? Are you playing? Well, who's?
I put a microphone to my brain. No, I was stupid.
You have a band in your brain.
Yes.
Band in your brain. That was a Paul McCartney song, and now they're playing pinball. No, who are playing the instruments?
So I actually really lucked out with these guys. My main rhythm section was Todd Richardson on drums. He's a Bay Area guy. And Kevin Blair's on bass, who used to live in the Bay, but he lives in Tennessee now. He actually flew down to record this record with me. And they're just dream musicians to work with. And they know how to, like, read what I want. Because I'm very, like... I talk as a songwriter, so I'll say the story of the song, or just imagine the guy walking through, you know, the street and this and that. I'll kind of like map out a story, and then they'll get the emotion through that and know what to do technically on their instruments. And then I was able to work with the Magic Orchestra, which is an orchestra company based in the Bay Area. So I had a violin player and a cellist, and I worked with a string arranger to kind of map out the string parts. So I would like hum a bunch of parts, and she would write out the actual parts for the musicians, but also like helped me a lot come up with different parts. So it was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
There was other musicians as well. There's a pedal steel player, Max Butler. I believe he's in the East Bay. So I had, obviously, just a great team of people, and they just brought my songs to life and took it up a whole new level. So.
Wow. So you told them basically the style that you wanted, and they could, and what the story was, and they came up with something to fit your, and then you're humming. It's crazy.
Yes. I have a good example of that song you're gonna, I don't know if I should save it. I have a good
Vegas. Yeah, I was going to ask you about it. You saw that on my piece of paper.
Yes.
I wrote here, waiting for him to leave the desert and come back to the foggy weather.
Yeah.
I love that line in there.
Thanks.
Is this a true story?
No, but I actually, do you know where that came from? I was on the phone with my husband, who was probably my boyfriend at the time. He was in Vegas, and when I hung up the phone, I just had this melody in my head, the "You're in Vegas" line, and so I just had that melody over and over in my head for a couple days, and then I just wrote the song around that. But for example, with translating to the musicians, I would tell them, like, just picture like a cowboy in the desert, just restless and wandering, and like the tumbleweeds like rolling by. And so like I would have like Todd, like the drummer, imagine like just being in the desert with his drum kit and like hitting the drums and have dust flying off, and so they would kind of be like, oh, okay, I get what you're trying to say, because that's like how I communicate what I want in a song. And I wanted the bass to be really boomy and like thundery. So that's like a perfect example of how I would talk to them. God bless their hearts, they understand how I talk in non-technical terms. So,
but that's great because you're communicating what's in your head and making it happen in real life.
Yeah, and it helps like bring out the emotion of the song, and we're all on the same page. We recorded like 99% live in the studio, so like I was singing the same time as Todd and Kevin were playing, so we were all on the same page. We had the same story and emotion like in our head, so I think that translated through our fingertips and through the microphone.
Ah, okay. So the song is Vegas, and he's in the, oh, there's a little doggy right there. It's in the desert, and we are really the complete opposite of Vegas here in that it's really humid. We have a high humidity here, people don't realize, in San Francisco.
We do?
That's what I heard that somewhere on a thing. And then you also do a breakfast thing, right?
I go to this thing whenever I can. I can't go a lot because I'm just so crazy busy, but there is a program, I guess, called Balanced Breakfast, and it's a community of musicians, and it's like a meetup where we discuss ideas and play gigs together and stuff like that. There's one in San Francisco, there's one in Oakland, there's a chapter in San Jose now, there's a chapter in, there's going to be one in LA, I think Austin, so there's kind of spreading all over.
And it's called Hard-Boiled, what's it called?
It's called Balanced Breakfast.
And it's songwriters getting together.
It's anyone in the industry, so I've met like bookers there, I've met photographers, publicists, it's just a bunch of creative minds. So yeah, people should check it out if they're interested.
Well, let me play the song Vegas, waiting for him to, well, I already said that part about the desert, waiting for him to come back out of the hot and come back into the cold. And it's KatieGaribaldi.com, and the album Follow Your Heart is where you can find this. And that guy, apparently, his game playing pinball is over. So, this has been a cool interview.
Yes, it's been highly entertaining. Thanks for talking to me, Mike.
Anytime, and I'll meet you anywhere.
Maybe not here again, but anyway.
I'll meet you at the top of the world.
Yes.
I hope you win many, many, many more awards.
Oh, thank you so much.
Here is Vegas. Without any further ado, Katie Garibaldi, thank you so much for being on Mike's Daily Podcast. Yay, Katie Garibaldi with Vegas as we go outside of Cafe Anyway here at the last place on earth located somewhere in Podcastro Valley.
And here's today's podcast picture.
And the picture is a conversation I was having with you, Floyd.
Oh, hi, Mike. I'm back. I got tired of my couch, and now I'm not afraid of dog slobber anymore. Bring it on, Basil. Yeah. I love it, slobber. Whee!
Oh, wow, that's quite a bit of dog slobber. All right. Well, I'm glad, Floyd, that you've returned to us and gone past the germaphobe stage that you were at.
Yeah, Mike, I'll even work with ammonia, even though that's the opposite of germphobe, because what that is you are dealing with something that will kill you. Because I'm Floyd the Floorman.
Wow, Floyd, your voice is really changing. Are you going through puberty again?
Maybe. Oh.
All right, well, let's just let him go over there outside a cafe anyway. Maybe you'll find an Easter egg. I've got an Easter egg hunt going on there, Floyd.
Oh, boy!
Mike, I really hope he finds an egg. That's really an important task for him to do right now. Yeah, I can see that. Maybe you guys should go see that Notebook ripoff movie tonight, the Long Ride Home thing. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Chely, do you want to go with us to see it?
Of course. I will be your guide to this sad movie.
Is it sod?
No, it's not grass.
But is it a happy new movie?
No, it's sod.
That's what I mean.
Oh, okay. I don't understand you sometimes, like when you're talking about steak dinners.
All right, next show, it is a very wonderful show with a special feature, much-loved segment called the Michaelpedia Insantica, where we look at some insane news you didn't know about. Plus, we hear from Benita, the disgruntled fiddle player, the brewmaster, and the brewmaster is not modeled after a Cleveland show character. Aaron Fonseca, the guy I do that nerd podcast with, he said that I had stolen it from the bear on the Cleveland show. No! I've been doing that character since the early 90s, when Seth MacFarlane was just a little thing in diapers.
Mike, don't put down Depends. It's a very helpful product.
All right, Floyd.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!